Chapel Burying Ground is a fascinating historic cemetery. It is located directly next door to King's Chapel. King's Chapel Burying Ground was Boston proper's first burying ground. It boasts a multitude of famous residents, including John Winthrop, Massachusetts' first governor, and the first woman to step off the Mayflower.
Off in the corner of the burying ground is something that looks like it could be a very spooky crypt. You may be disappointed to learn that it's simply a vent for the subway.
This tombstone here is a good example of the intricate work Puritans put into their gravestones. A lot of symbolism involved here. You have the skull, which represents death, obviously. You have the two wings on the side of the skull. That represents the soul flying up to heaven. You will have the hourglass on top of the skull there. That represents, of course, that once you begin your life, the sand is flowing through the hourglass of your life.
King's Chapel Burying Ground. King's Chapel Burying Ground is the oldest burying ground in Boston, with bodies being buried here as early as 1630, the same year the Puritans settled here. Despite its name, the burying ground is not associated with the church next to it, King's Chapel, which wasn't constructed until 1688. Buried here is one of the most famous early Bostonians, John Winthrop, the first governor of Massachusetts. The look of the burying ground has changed a lot since 1630. That's because in the early 19th century, the city wanted to make the burying ground more welcoming to visitors. So they rearranged the headstones into orderly rows, often without regard for where the bodies were buried underneath.